Okay. Okay, student, you can see the slide. Where is it? You see the slide, student? Yes or no? Okay, so last week we studied about we have some kind of background of project management. So this is very helpful for you if you get the master or you fully understanding some kind of concept, the tool, skill, the knowledge in order to you can apply for your work and you can achieve your plan in the future very successfully. Okay, so the project management will provide you, as mentioned before, is very powerful tools in order to improve your capability to how to plan, how to make a plan, or how planning, how to controlling, how to monitoring, how to implementing the project. Okay, why you you utilize or you make use of your resources. Any kind of company, they have the limited resources, and if you have good knowledge of project management, is very helpful for you. And last time we studied about why important is very crucial, and we have to make distinction between the project and the routine operation. And we mentioned about project life cycle. And the next one is the how the for master for or how to be the effective project manager, you just master on both sides of the project management. It's been a technical or science side and a social cultural, I mean the art side. There are two coins of the one, two sides of the one coin. Okay, so what we studied before. Okay, so uh, in that kind of the chapter, we and also for your group homework, we have a lot of questions regarding to the project life cycle. Okay, and so and that is why we study. Okay, and now we come to the how to say here now for more detail. For more detail for that, okay, the student, can you see the multiple choice? Hello, please respond. Huh? You can see that or not? Hello, student. You can see the slide?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, please. Okay. Now we will review what we learned chapter 1. Okay. The authors identify three forces that combine to mandate the use of the team to solve the problem. So identify the force that the authors name. Okay. First one is explosion in the growth of certified project manager. B, worldwide acceptance of the project management institute. C, interaction of supply and demand. Or D, evaluation of worldwide competitive market for the production and consumption of goods and services. Okay, so what is your answer? Okay, so they mentioned about three forces that foster the project management. Okay, and which one is that kind of force that the author just mentioned in the textbook? A, B, C, or D, or E? D. Student. Hello? You know that? It's because of the explosion of the growth of the certified project manager. Is because worldwide acceptance of the project management institute, or this interaction of supply and demand, or evaluation of worldwide competitive market for the production and consumption of goods and services. So which one? Who can answer that? Who's that? Okay. Vĩnh Ký, can you answer?
I have no idea, sir.
Okay. Who can answer that? Okay, please. You know that we also have the credit for that one. Huh? The participation in the class is 5%. Huh? So please, when we have some kind of discussion, interaction together in the class, I will name the respondent, huh? And you receive the credit for 5%. Huh? Thu Hiền, you know how to do? What is your answer? The answer?
I have no idea.
Okay, now the first question now, back to the first question here. The other identify the three forces that combine to make the use of team to solve a problem. Now, if you look at the slide, and what is belong to what? So there are how many forces needed to foster the project management? The first one is exponential growth of human knowledge. Okay, so it means that because of the knowledge of the people now increase a lot. Okay, the second one is growing demand because of your good and service very complicated, very complex, and very sophisticated, and because of increased worldwide competition. Now the competition in the world, not just in one area anymore, and you have to foster to producing your products. So there are three, okay? So there are three main forces needed to fostering the project management. So back to that kind of question again. So which one? Which one is your answer? They mentioned about the certify, the growth of the people working in the project management? No. They mentioned about acceptance of project management institute? No. They mentioned the interaction between supply and demand? No. They mentioned about the evaluation of worldwide competitive market for the production and consumption of goods and services. So the answer is D. Okay? Any questions so far, student? Huh? It's clear enough? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you are responsible. Now, identify the example that would not usually be considered as a project. A, building a house. B, developing a computer software application program. C, hosting a wedding ceremony reception. And D, assembly line manufacturing of automobile. Now you understand about the definition of project already, and they also have some kind of characteristic of the project. So now, building a house. So which one is not? Huh? You remember this not? Huh? It's not considered as project. So now, building a house is a project or not, student? Yes or no? Building the house is a project or not? Hello. So how you can make recognize the project and with the routine or functional work? Okay. So how you can recognize? So this is the we can understand it's a project. Building a house. So what is the project? Project is how we mentioned before. Okay, you don't read the case again. Huh? What is it? Where is project? Okay, here. So what is the definition of the project? Okay. So we mentioned a project is what? Is a temporary endeavor undertaking to create a unique product, service, and result. So it means that your product is very unique. It's not repeated. Okay, it's not repeated. Okay, so it's not repeated. So now, look at again. Look at again that kind of the building a house. So you build a house for the 3 floor. Okay, the first house, 3 floors, and later then you build another house. I mean, next year, you build another house on the three floors, for example. So you can build exactly the same house as you built already before? No, it's unique. So this one is a building a house is a project. Okay, and how developing a computer software application program is a project or not? Is a project or not, student? So if you develop the one software, another new software, so it's a new one, it's a unique one. Okay, so this is a project. So if a project is not the answer for this kind of question, hosting a wedding reception. Okay, so you organize a wedding ceremony or reception. So you can hosting exactly the same, the wedding reception or not? No, it's unique because with a different people, different club, okay, different couple or something like that. So this is a project. So ABC is a project. So the ABC project is not the answer for that guy. Question number 2. So now, assembly line manufacturing of automobile, dây chuyền sản xuất của xe ô tô. Okay, so you know that the auto like a Trường Hải, like a Mazda, like a Honda, like Kia Morning, they produce during the assembly line, dây chuyền. So there is some kind of repetition. The car, you know, repeat again. So activities is repetition, routine works. Okay, so it's not the unique or something like that. So based on this one, based on that kind, the example that would not be considered a project is assembly lines. It's clear, student? Hello? Okay, now, number 3. According to the authors, the primary objective of the project management are what? A, customer satisfaction, budget, and schedule. B, quality, scope, schedules. C, scope, cost, time. And C, cost, quality, customer satisfaction. So which one?
C.
C. Who said that?
Dạ, Tú Mỹ.
Huh?
Tú Mỹ.
Tú Mỹ. Okay, thank you, Tú Mỹ. Okay. So easy, huh? This one the three objectives of the project are scope or performance, cost means that how much cost needed to fulfill or finish the project. Time is the schedule. How much time we needed to finish your project. Okay, so this one, the answer is C. Huh? It's clear? Now, the military use the term SWAT to refer to a substantially large long-range objective that is broken down into a set of the project. So what is the use for the large long-range objective that broken down into a set of the project? A, task, B, program, C, sub-project, and D, campaign. So what is your answer?
B.
B. Who said that?
Dạ, Tú Mỹ ạ.
Oh, to me again. Why you said that? How you can find out your answer?
It's in the book.
The book say that. Say what? The book say what?
It say the military source of most of these terms generally use the term program to refer to an exceptionally large long-range objective.
Okay. Okay. So what is the keyword of this one? What is the keyword? Be a set of the project. Okay. You remember what we mentioned before in the slide when you recognize what is the difference things here. Okay. So this is a program. This is another meaning. Program is a long-term included a set of project. So a set of project, okay, is a program. You can see that to me. Okay, so here, if you look at the diagram here, it's okay, the system, there are program, and one program, there are many projects. And one project, there are many tasks. And one task, there's a lot of subtasks, okay? So it's the way you answer for that kind of question, okay? Good to me. Okay, now the 7 attributes that characterize a project are what? Okay, purpose, reputation, interdependency, consistent, uncertainty, conflict, and life cycle. B, life cycle, scheduling, cost, uncertainty, independence, uniqueness, and purpose. C, scope, resources, uniqueness, conflicts, interdependencies, importance, and life cycle. And D, purpose, life cycle, conflicts, certainty, independence, performance, and consistency. So what is your answer? 7 attributes of, that is the characters of the project. So in the slide, they mentioned already, and the textbook mentioned already. So which one? And this is your homework as well, okay? It is your group homework as well. What is your answer?
The answer is C.
Who said that?
Khánh Linh.
Khánh Linh. Okay, good. Khánh Linh. Okay. Okay, I recognize your name. Okay. Look at this. So when you look at this one, characteristic of the project is, okay, in the scope, okay, resources here. So you can see in the slide, they mention about 7 characteristics of the project. So it means that if you don't know this project, or you make not sure about the project, or another work or another routine work, please look at characteristics. But what the key word here, some kind is unique, okay? So it's not repetition, it's not repeat again. So one of the key word is you recognize one of the most important characteristic in recognize a project or not is uniqueness. So life cycle, okay, and intermittent of the task, okay, but the most important is uniqueness, okay. Now let me ask you one. Because we don't have much time, so you pass on. Okay. Number eight. The largest amount of effort applied to a project is during which phase? Okay. Conception, planning, scheduling, monitoring, control, selection, or evaluation and termination. What is your answer? What is the biggest efforts applied to the project?
I think it's B.
B. Okay. Who say that?
Typing.
Thái Uyên. Okay, Thái Uyên. You can explain a little bit, Thái Uyên? Why you say that?
Because according to the figure 1.4
Okay.
in the textbook, it is the time distribution of the project effort. The graph show that the stretch S pattern of the planning, scheduling, and monitoring control is upward during that phase and reach the peak.
Okay, thank you. You are correct, Thái Uyên. You can see that this is the project, like project, okay, during the time. So you can see that this different stage: conception, selection, planning, scheduling, monitoring, controlling, and evaluation. So you can see that at the beginning, very slow and very quick. Okay, and now, so you can see that a lot of activities during that kind of the phase, planning, scheduling, monitoring, controlling, all the activity in all activity of the project. So you can see that the most activity is here. Okay, so you can see that it's correct, Thái Nguyên. Thank you. And now it's more precise. The project to construct a highway is unique, okay, because what? Because the characteristic of the terrain will be different for the different segmentation. The consistency of the contract will vary for different segments. See, different type of a laborer will be used to build various segments of the highway, and the different people manage different sections of the highway. So, construct the highway, say cao tốc, is unique. So this is a project, okay? But why it's called unique? Why is it called a project? So your answer is A, or B, or C, or D. So which one? Quốc lộ, national number 1, number 3, number 5 is different, is unique because of what? Okay. Because of what, according to you? A, B, C, D? Hello, student. Who can answer that? Quang Minh. Hello, Quang Minh. You have an answer? You have the answer or not? Have your idea? You don't have it. You have no idea. Okay. So which one? So the terrain, the soil, different segment is, so this is why construct the highway is unique. Okay, the concrete bê tông will vary is not because of the unique. Different type laborer is not the way of the unique. Okay, or different people manage different section on the way is not the unique. So that kind of project, highway north Bắc
I
Nam.
think it's A.
Sorry.
I think it is A.
Okay, I said answer already. Okay. So now, number 10. Which of the following is not one of the 4 dimensions of the project success? Okay. So how you can identify that kind of project is successful or not? Okay, this mentioned that it's not opening new opportunity for the future. Number of the people working on the project, C, impact on the customer, and D, business impact on the organization. So which one is not the dimension or not the factors of the project success? Hello?
B.
B, why B? Who says that?
Tú Mỹ.
To me, good student. Okay, other student, you agree on that? Okay. If you look at the, again, you please look at the slide or the textbook. Okay. So what we make the process successful is what? Okay. What make the process successfully a efficiency project? Okay. It means that you finish project on time under the project, under your scope. Okay. Impact on the customer, and that guy or your project business is impact on the organization, and that guy the project finish, they will open the new opportunity for the future for the company to continue another project. Okay, so they have that guy to make the process success. So look at this one again. So no, the number of the not 1 or 4 dimension is the number of people working on the project. Okay. Now, this stretch S pattern observed during the project life cycle, for the most part, we mentioned about now project life cycle. We mentioned a lot on the group homework, and now there are another issue regarding the project life cycle. The stress patterns, the stress S pattern observed during the project life cycle is for the most part, is a result of what? Okay, the changing level of resources during the successive stage of project life cycle. Is correct? Or because of the changing attitude of the people who work in the project, or because of the difficulty in performing the individual activity of the project, or the principle that the work expand to fill the allotted time. Okay. So what is your answer? Hello, student.
I think the answer is A.
Who said that?
Dạ, Khánh Linh.
Why? You can explain a little bit, Kanlan. You mentioned this here, okay? Why? Not. Okay, if you look at that guy up again, stress. What is stress here? Okay, so you know about stress, stress S. So you can see that at the beginning, at the early stage of the project, it's very slow, okay? And you know that it's come up to that guy very quickly, in middle, and finish at the end, okay? And this one, you know that move up, it means the percentage of project completion because of what? Because of the attitude change of the working? No. Because of the difficulty? No. Because of, you know, that the work expand? No. But because of what? You know that a lot of people coming, okay? A lot of people, machine, equipment will joining at the beginning and to the planning, organize planning, and controlling, monitoring activity, on activity here. So it means we apply a lot of resources, machine, people, equipment, during that kind of stage, okay, for the project life cycle. So this means that here, the answer is that correct? Kanlan, huh? Kanlan mentions correct. Okay. Now, maybe that the last one. In a conventional project life cycle, what does it mean? Conventional project life cycle. Student, what does it mean? Is S stress or Z stress? You understand what I mean? What I mentioned before? Okay. So conventional project life cycle is this one or this one. It is Z-shape, Z-shape, okay? Z-shape, it is the S-shape. So conventional is what? Conventional is here, huh? Conventional is we got a common or conventional project life cycle, okay? So what they ask you that in a conventional project life cycle, as a work progress, uncertainty about expected outcome should what? Be a constant? Will be decrease? Will be increase? Or fully remove? So what is your answer? A, B, constant, decrease, increase, or remove? Hello? Uncertainty. Who can answer that? Okay. You have any idea? No.
No, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So again, okay, you should have a look at your the slide and also on the textbook. You can understand the content. It will be easier for you to, not easier, but help some hint for you to answer that kind of the multiple choice activities. Okay. So who can answer that? Hello? Quốc Vinh, you have any idea? Quốc Vinh? Hello? No?
I have no idea, teacher.
Okay. Okay. So it is in the SAP, okay? Uncertainty about expected outcome will be what? Constant or not? What you expect outcome? Expected outcome like the cost. You expect that it's take about 100,000 US dollar for the next month, okay, for the project. But the uncertainty when you come to this is the next month, so the next week we check again and we make adjustment again. So the expected outcome should be what? Should be decreased, huh? So you remember the slide? You answer that? Okay. So we, at the beginning, we expect that from here to the 3 months, for example, is 1,100, okay? So maybe that will become at a month 3 will be 150,000 or maybe 70,000, okay? So this the risk, uncertainty. But because how to, for the next time, so we try to reduce that kind degree the risk by every time, month 1 or month 2, we make adjustment again. So the risk during the project, the life cycle will be decreased, okay? So it's not like at the beginning this big amount of the cost, the time. We expect to finish next year, but maybe that 15 months, okay? So we don't know about that, okay? So now this is all what we study, we review for the review. So in sum, you know how important are the project management, okay? The second one is what is the definition of project and project management? How to recognize the differences between the project and another routine works. Okay? What is the 3 different goals or triple goals or triple constraints of the project? On how to recognize through the 7 characteristics of the project. And how about the project life cycle? There are 2 types of project life cycle, S-SAP and Z-SAP, and what's happened, okay? So this is what all we study, okay? Now, we come to the first group presentation, and Tú Mỹ, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, you can show your slide presentation. I will stop here and you can show your slide presentation. Are you ready, Tú Mỹ? First slide, please. Okay. Okay, now student. Now this is the one case, very short case. They mentioned about the one project. It is we call Olympic 2012 Olympic Stadium. Okay. So in that kind of the project, okay, they will study what we learned in the introduction. What is the goals of the project? Okay. What is some kind of the difficulties for that fulfill the project on time, something like that. Okay, so this is Q case. Okay, so the group number 1 will start your presentation. Okay, so now please, Tú Mỹ.
Hi class and hello sir. My name
Okay.
is Lê Thiên Hà, and today group 1 including Tú Mỹ, Khánh Linh, Thanh Trang and I will present about the project management of turning London Wisdom into 2012 Olympic Stadium.
Okay.
Since it's the Olympic, the project of turning London Waste Dump into Olympic Stadium was seen as a mega project. This put a lot of pressure and effort on Ian Crockford and his team of over 1,000 people to make sure to clear out the site and deliver the stadium on mid-2011. Within the $537 million budget and redesign the entire roof to fit the ODA goals.
Mhm.
Going through the presentation, our key points are the constraint that Cosford used, the life cycle and goals of the project, and then finally is the project defining factors. Now I'm gonna give it to Tumi.
Mhm.
So now we move to the next part. It's discussion, question, and answer. There are
Wait. Back to the first one. What is the summary? What is the key point here? Back to the previous slide, please. Thiên Hà. Back. Okay. Okay, so if you mention that you know that the audience don't know what is it, what is the project, okay, and what is the some information regarding to the project, okay. Okay, now, so if you look at this one, you have to some introduction. Huh? What is production here? You don't have any production here, introduction here. So the student don't know what is it. Okay, so now, so who is the project manager? Thiên Hà. Who
Is
is the
Ian
project?
Crockford.
Okay, so you have to give some information like what is the name of the project? Okay, it's Olympic Delivery Authority. That's right, project. And what is the project manager? Okay, and what is some kind of the another information? So what is the purpose? What is something like that? So what is the how many seats for that kind of Olympic stadium? Okay, so this is some brief information about that. Okay, the first one. This is the first one. The second one is what is the problem? You don't mention about problem in the general first. So the problem is what? The due date of the project. Okay, Thiên Hà, you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. I will fix it.
Okay, so what is people? Okay, so how the design of the stadium or something like that. Okay, and so there's some information. Okay, and then you come up to the question and answer. It's clear. So Thiên Hà, because student by student will easier to give comment. Huh? So you have to look at again the case and you give some important summary of the case. The first one, and the second slide, the second like a requirement from the presentation. What is the problem? What is the issue of the case? Okay, clear Thiên Hà?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one. Okay, next one. Question number 1.
So there are total 4 questions, and I will present to you the first 2 questions. So the question 1, which of the triple constraints seem to be uppermost here, and which constraint was crucial during between? In project management, the triple constraint, also known as three project objectives, are scope, cost, and time. And these three relate to each other and determine the success of the project. But in this case study, it is time that seems to be uppermost here, given the deadline of the projects and the required amount of work to be done before the project could take off. We can see it at the Olympic Delivery Authority, or ODA project manager. I propose he has to make sure that the project meets the deadline for the mid-2011 completion due date, so they have to get everything ready in time before the 2012 Olympic officially start. And the project teams had a lot of different people from different positions, including governmental employee. Next slide, please.
Wait. So finished already?
No.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Governmental employees and other stakeholders like landowner, politician, utility firms, and community council, miscellaneous local governmental groups, and also the athletes. But in the time working with the stadium plans, it start to have some problem about the unsustainable layout, the permanent and temporary seats, and also the roof material. And with various people and these obstacles, it finally led to the scope creep. And scope creep, which is the prices or change in the required project scope that affect the projects, and to finish the stadium in this situation can take Crawford more time than he actually have. So to satisfy both the deadline and for Olympic 2012 and current obstacle, and keep the project on track, it is needed for Crawford to adjust the strategy and trading between the time and the scope of the project. Next slide, please.
Wait. Back. The student, you have any question? So the question number one of the case. Okay, please, you have to read the case. Huh? So question number one is again to the objective of the project. So the real case, that group number one, we present there are three constraints: the time, the cost, and the scope. Okay, for the performance. And the question in the real case, what is the most important constraint of the purpose? And to me, just present at the time. Because you knew that is very important. Okay. And the second part of the question is, what is trade-off between these three? So Tommy mentioned that the time and the scope. Okay. So thank you. It's a good answer. Next one.
Okay, thank you. Now to the question 2, what's the life cycle for this project? S-shape, G-shapes, or something else? And considering just the purpose of the river regime as a project itself, what was the shape of its life cycle? So the life cycle for this project is S-shaped because from the first day, the project starts slowly by sampling the project teams from different groups of people and have a fundamental research at first. So after cleaning the site and dredging the river, the team come up with a stadium design and recognize that they need a lighter and more flexible roof. With the change of the roof material from steel beams to scrap metal, it took time to discuss and make decisions. And when it was decided, the project understanding advanced and the momentum now became faster. And as the project is initiated and better, the life cycle creates an asset. And then by the completion due of the project, since everything was on schedule, the team now slow down and finishes with a little effort. And next slide, please.
Finish already? Number 2?
Number 2 had
another part, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Next slide, please. So for the latter question, the answer is even when we considering just the purpose of the river regime as a project itself, its life cycle was still the asset considering at the beginning of the project, the team starts slowly, get research, and then assign tasks to the member. And after that, as the project understanding grows, it gets to the middle stage, and the speed now increased and took much effort when more progress was made. Or in other words, the life cycle of the project is gathered based by getting more understood and creating an essay finally. And after the project reached the maximum level of efforts, it slowly ended. And that is my part now. Ling will.
Wait a minute. Okay, back to the previous slide, please. Hello. Okay. So the question number 2, student. So they ask you again about what it is, the SAP of this project life cycle. So as to me, just response, it is SAP. So this is a very conventional, very conventional or very conventional and very common type of project life cycle. Okay. So the first part of the question is okay. So they mentioned about comparing to the project life cycle, slow at the beginning, very quick momentum at the second stage, and very slow again for the final stage. So just fine for that kind of answer. Next slide, please. Okay. Wait. Okay, so another part of the question number 2 is if they look at the river rest, tức là đào sông, đào mương as a project itself. So it is a shape of SAP again. Okay, so the answer is just fine. It's SAP, and you explain for the first and second and three stage, but you should put more information on each stage to me. For example, in the first one, you mentioned that, okay, a lot of people, okay, 1,000 people, so something, how much? So 60 scientists, that's right, to me. 60 scientists or some kind of the technician, okay, 60 scientist technician, and you have to do what? 18,000 tons of soil. So I mean, you put more data into the first phase, okay, the first stage, okay. In the second stage, so what they do some kind of they have to drag, okay, 30,000 tons of, like another seal or gravel or package, base, something like that. And this is some kind of more information later from the case. And the last part is just okay. After the project reached the maximum level, but it's the end. Okay. So again, I mean, you should take more data, precise data, in the case you put at the first stage, second stage, and third stage. Is it clear to me?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, next one. Next question, please.
So now let's come to the next 2 questions. The third question of the case is, were there any acceleration goal for this project, and what might they have been? Reveal a little about acceleration goals include improving the organization, project management, competency, and method, increasing individual material experience through project management, getting a foothold in a new market, and similar goals. And are there any ancillary goals? In this case, the answer is yes. The acceleration goals of this project could be the learning of the skill needed in the integration of the tightly scheduled project and the coordination and control of the various resources in the project. Also, the impact of using a waste dump site as Olympic station is itself one of the property that command respect toward a nation engineer and their combined vision. And here's some acceleration I found after reading this case. First is to providing a congenial environment in which project team member can work creatively. As the case show, Iron Force quickly assembled a project team of over 1,000, including many departments, including governmental employees and other stakeholders, such as London Development Agency as a plan owner, political utility firm and community council, mysterious global government group, and of course the actor, all of whom want to be voiced in the science design. The second is improve the ways project contribute to the professional goal of project team members. We can see that many departments contribute to the project of building the stadium from the Seoul Hospital on site with 60 scientists and technicians who process and clean 800,000 tons of soil to other people to degrade 3,000 tons of slip, ribbon, garbage, and one car from 2.2 kilometers of river, which has seen commercial use in over 35 years. The last is identify and improve the response to risk factor in the firm use of project. The team redesigned the roof of the stadium on the time before finishing building the stadium. Construction started in May 2008 with the pouring of concrete, but soon they found the steel beam roof as design would create a turbulence on the compact field. The team redesigned a lighter, more flexible roof made in part with 52 tons of scrap metal from old key, knife, and gun confiscated by London police, fitting to the ODA goal of using recycled material. This is the end of the question 3. Now let's come to the...
Wait a minute. Khánh Linh. Student, you have any comment, any question for the answer of Khánh Linh? No? Hello? Okay, Khánh Linh.
Yes.
It seems to me that it's not really the another goals of the project. Huh? The ancillaries mean that the support goals or another goals for the project. So another goal of the project, as you mentioned before, provide the environment which team can work creatively. So this is the goals. I repeat, I'm down a little bit about that. Okay. So maybe that how to say, because this is, as you mentioned, it's a mega project. That's right. It's a very big project. So some kind of, maybe that now the another ancillary work maybe some kind of coordination and the coordination and the control of different resources for the project. So maybe another ancillary goals, because as you mentioned, it's a very big project. So how they coordinate and how they control the different or various resources in the project. So maybe this is another one. Okay. So I think that 1, 2, 3 is just in identify improve the response to the risk factors. Risk factor is just okay. But anyway, so you mentioned maybe that you can, I would say, the another one maybe we can call the learning skill. You know, learning skill. So learning skill, how to integrate the project in a very tight schedules. Okay, so maybe that is another ancillary. Okay, you understand my comment? Learning skill, how to integrate the how to integrate the very tight schedule in the mega or in the big project. Okay, and you can keep this one, but you can add some my idea for that. Okay, next one, please. Question number 4.
So now let's come to the question 4. Which of the project defining factor in section 1.1 were active here? The answer is all the factor was active here. First is important. The most crucial attribute to a project is that it must be important enough in the eyes of senior management to justify setting a special organizational unit outside the routine structure of the organization. As you know, the Olympic always attract the people not only one country but also worldwide. So it's a mega project. So that's why it has the importance. The second is core. A project is usually a one-time active with a well-defined of the set design and result. And we can say that the project divided into many sub programs from cleaning the ground, hanging the soil, lift, ribbon, garbage, and then building the stadium and testing the perfection of the stadium. Next is life cycle with a final due date. The project have a life cycle normally with a slow beginning from the build up of the site, then peak begin a decline and finally must be determined. At the early time, we prepare for the project by finding the management for the project, then start the project by cleaning and building the stadium is the peak and checking the quality of the stadium is the final. Then is interdependencies. The projects often integrate with the other project. We can say that the project includes many departments to finish the cooperation between the soils officer and the other on the team in solving and cleaning the area. And also when the redesigning of the group, they use 32 tons of scrap metal from oil knife and gun confiscated by a London police. Then is the units with every project. Every project has some element unit and its unit from the organization. We can say that the roof of the stadium use the recycled metal. Next is resources. The project limit budget implied in the restriction resources. And we can say that the stadium had the budget at 537 million, and it had to complete by the mid of 2020 2012 to prepare for the Olympic in 2012. And the last is complete. The member of project is almost complete for the project resources and for leadership's role in solving project problem, and the manager needs to communicate his work and stakeholder desire.
That's all.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
end. Question
Back to the question. Okay. Student, have you comment or question? So you remember how you recognize there's some kind of factors or factor defining the project. So how you recognize this is a project or not project? This is a project or another routine activity, or based on that kind we call the characteristic. Okay. And then in the characteristic textbook they mentioned here. Okay, now in general that's fine. I can learn. But you add more detailed data in each characteristic or each factors.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
Thank you.
so now, for example, for importance. So why important? So why you said it's important? So it is important because that kind of project is made for the Olympics. That's right. So important? Yes. Because it's the image of a country. Yeah? So this is important. Okay. If you finish on time for organizing the Olympic Games, so this is so now important. So you mention that, okay, because it's used for or made for the Olympic Games. Olympic. Okay. And the next one, how important is being that the support from the manager. That's right. So how about the manager, top manager? What is the top manager support? Okay. So you mentioned now the senior manager, support manager by what? By collect very quickly the team of 1,000 people. That's right.
Yes.
Henley. Okay. So the way how you put, you should more detail for that. Okay. So for example, the scope. The scope mentioned the project is usually one-time activity with a well-defined set of design. What is the end? What is the design? Result. So you know that 80,000 seats. That's right.
Yes.
So they have some kind of 25 permanent and 55,000 temporary. That's right.
Yeah.
So it is the scope. Okay, life cycle, that's okay. But how about the uniqueness? Next slide, please. Uniqueness. So here again, it's very general. But you mentioned when you make presentation already, but you mentioned about what is uniqueness. The uniqueness is what? The roof. The roof is what? It's made by the recycled material. That's right. So there's uniqueness. Okay. Okay. So maybe this one of the uniqueness. So you have to find out what is the very uniqueness factors within that kind of project you put in that. Okay. Resources. What is the resources here? The resources is limited. How much does it cost for that guy? Totally how people. Okay. So you can put some more detailed information later in your slide. Okay, it's clear, Kanlan?
Yes. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so next one. What is the next one? Finished already?
Yeah.
Conclusion, okay. Conclusion and recommendation, okay?
Yes, in conclusion, to host the 2010 Olympics in 2006, the Olympic Service authorities OGA selects a 1 square meter landfill surrounded by a river filled with discard equipment, tons of trash, other waste materials, contaminated soil. So To clean up the site, the team created an on-site soil hospital with 60 scientists and technicians and about 1,000 others to work on the project. To transport the equipment and construction materials, they use the river as well as clean the river garbage, with the goal of using cycle material as well as a lighter and more flexible brush design. The ODA used 52 tons of scrap material from old London police, key, knives, and guns instead of the roof with steel bands at the original design. Thanks to the reuse of discussed materials as well as the flexibility to change the design to better fit. The Olympic Service authorities complete the project on time at less cost than expected. Through the above projects, we can see that after determining the cost, we need to have a specific plan on labors, equipment, and estimate costs. We should be flexible in changing the plan to adapt to the requirements and requirements of the customer. Can make use of recycled materials to save the cost as well as protect the environment. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you, listen.
You don't have any kind of the comment or recommendation, or what we learn from this one or something like that. Okay, so you, as we mentioned before, the next part is conclusion and also for some recommendation. For example, now, Thanh Trang, for example, now, maybe that you recommend, okay, now, the very important, you recognize, identify the 3 goals specifically, okay? And we need to avoid the scope creep, okay? The scope creep, okay? Scope. So it's very important, okay? And the second one is how you apply some kind of the management skill in managing the project. And important is the support from the senior manager or the CEO to fulfill the project on time. Okay, and always, maybe another one, you remember that the roof was designed with a recycled material, not at the beginning. So it means that maybe when you recognize the problem or the risk, you quickly to solve that kind of risk, okay? We call it by the skill of risk management or something like that, or risk management. So this your idea regarding to that kind of the case that you think that is important, and you learn from the case covering from the theoretical point from the textbook. Is it clear, Thanh Trang?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so the group in general is very good preparation, and I make the good slide presentation and understand the case, but need more information for assessment. Okay, so the group can make some adjustment and submit to me again at the end of this week. And look at that, I will create your I will give you the grade for your group. Okay, it's clear the group. Tú Mỹ, Thiên
Yes,
Hà,
teacher.
Khánh Linh, and Thanh Trang, huh?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so this is the first group. So we learn a lot from experience for the presentation of the group. Okay, and now we can stop here for the break. Okay, and we take a break about 10 minutes. So we'll come back on 30, 40, 9:40. Okay, we'll come back at 9:40. So you can take a break. So thank you the class. Hello, student. We come back. Okay, open your webcam, please. Student, open your webcam, all of you. Trịnh Hồng Đức, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. How about your group? Let me check. Your group is 4, okay? So all of your group will present? Huh? All of your group will present today?
Yes, yes, yes.
Chu Bảo Trâm. Let me check. All of okay, before the presentation, we will have a solve the problem, okay? What is the problem here? Okay, look at the slide and we have a problem now. Okay, because there's no foreign student here, so we can talk a little bit for this one in Vietnamese, okay? How to say? Cái nhóm 3 đó là cái nhóm mà 2 sinh viên nước ngoài á, đến bây giờ có bạn đầu tiên là Alexander thì có buổi, nhưng mà tới hôm nay thì vắng. Mà hôm nay là bạn trình bày cũng không thấy. Thế thì khả năng là 2 bạn này sẽ là rớt cái lớp rất là cao. Thế thì như vậy thì lớp hiện tại là ta phải phân người vào trong cái nhóm 3 này để theo đúng kế hoạch được. Như thế thì bây giờ các bạn tổ trưởng ha, các bạn nào mà nhóm 3 rồi thì không nói này nhá. Nhóm 5, nhóm 6, nhóm 7, nhóm 8 là 3 hết được không? 3, 12, 15, 19, 23. Ok. Thế thì có những cái bạn còn lại là nhóm 2. Nhóm 2 là Trịnh Hồng Đức này. Và nhóm 1 và nhóm 1. Thì các bạn có thể san sẻ trao đổi với nhau để ta hình thành cái nhóm 3 mới, và 2 bạn Đức này là coi như 2 bạn thì sao? Tại vì không liên lạc được. Cho nên bây giờ lớp thảo luận bạn Nga đâu rồi? Ở dưới đây Nga.
Dạ em đây ạ.
Ok. Thì em cố gắng hình thành một cái nhóm 3 này gồm những bạn nào khác mà hình thành nhóm 3 lại, và 2 bạn Đức này coi như 2 bạn research ha, để để rồi thành chắc sao, tại chắc có khả năng là 2 bạn thấy cái lịch học nó không phù hợp, nhiều hoạt động quá các bạn không hợp, thì có khi khả năng là các bạn drop rất là nhiều, tại giờ không, bữa nay không thấy liên hệ, lớp trưởng liên hệ cũng không thấy. Tôi cũng gửi mail trên Blackboard cũng không thấy trả lời. Thế thì sẽ hình thành cái nhóm 3 này. Thế thì các em trao đổi nhau ha. Các bạn khác cũng có thể hình thành cũng được, nhưng mà dễ nhất là nhóm 1 và nhóm 2. Nhóm 1 nhóm 2 thì có thể tách ra để thành một cái nhóm 3 hình thành ở đây. Các em hiểu vấn đề chưa? Vậy lớp trưởng sẽ
Thầy cho em hỏi là tức là nhóm 1 với cả nhóm 2 là phải tách ra đúng không ạ?
Đúng rồi. Tức là
Chỉ
các
được
em
một nhóm 3 người thôi đúng không ạ?
đúng rồi. Nhóm chỉ còn 3 người thôi. Hoặc nhóm 3 người. Hoặc là có thể tách chạy 2 người đi cũng được ha. Nếu mà một nhóm mà tách ra còn 2 người, 22 thì nhóm kia khỏi cần tách. Chứ là cái giới bạn Tú Mỹ và bạn Hồng Đức tổ
Dạ,
trưởng là trao đổi với nhau ha.
cái group 2 của
Sao?
tụi em, group Hồng Đức á, là ban đầu chỉ có 3 người thôi thầy.
Ồ, ok.
Dạ, ban đầu tụi em chỉ có Hồng Đức, Bảo Trâm với Quế Hân thôi à.
Ok, Hoàng Khang là mới đúng không?
Dạ đúng rồi thầy.
Như vậy là Hoàng Khang có khả năng vậy đưa Hoàng Khang qua bên đây, vậy một bạn của nhóm 1. Bây giờ Hoàng Khang ở đây sẽ đưa vào đây. Ok. Bà Hoàng đưa vào đây.
Dạ.
Ok, nhớ là em sẽ là nhóm 3. Thì kỳ này là khỏi cần làm. Hôm nay là bữa nay làm không có nè. Giang với nhóm 3 chuẩn bị project planning và monitoring ha. Thế thì một bạn nào khác là nói luôn nè. Như vậy cái nhóm này bạn nhóm 1. Nhóm 1 thì sao? Tú Mỹ. Hello.
Dạ em vẫn đang hỏi ý mấy bạn.
Với một bạn phải chạy ra. Ok. Dĩ nhiên là bạn nào mà nhóm 2 người thì cái công việc khối lượng nhiều hơn thì điểm sẽ nhiều hơn đấy. Đó. Rồi ok, như vậy thì lớp sẽ quyết vấn đề này sau ha. Và sau cái buổi này thì là Tú Mỹ sẽ thông báo lại cho bạn Nga để hình thành cái nhóm 3 là gồm ai nữa. Và 2 bạn là Alexander và Paul này sẽ là research, sẽ coi như có dự nhưng mà không tham gia hoạt động của presentation này nếu có ha. Vì bạn Hoàng Khang sẽ là tổ trưởng nhé. Coi như là em phụ trách cái nhóm này ha.
Dạ.
Được không?
Dạ được.
Vậy thì bạn đây là tôi sẽ đưa lên bạn hình thành như vậy để cho hiểu như vậy đó. Sorry. Cái này là màu xanh. Ok. Như vậy là bạn này. Okay. Ủa gì vậy? Ok. Rồi vô một bạn nữa là một bạn từ cái nhóm 1 ha, chuyển qua cái nhóm số 3. Ok. Mấy nhóm khác là 3 người hết rồi đúng không? Ok.
Dạ thầy ơi, em là Võ Ngọc Thu Hiền mà em có điền tên vào group 7 á, nhưng mà em không thấy trên máy thầy hiện.
Tên gì vậy?
Dạ Võ Ngọc Thu Hiền ở group 7.
Ủa, có hả?
Dạ em có điền á, nhưng mà sao em không thấy trên máy, trên cái form của thầy hiện.
Các bạn kiểm tra coi bạn thiếu gì không? Võ Ngọc Thu Hiền hả? Thu
Dạ.
Hiền.
Thu Hiền thầy.
Ok. Còn cái này là bây giờ là BA gì đấy?
Dạ BAWE 19142.
19142.
Dạ.
Ok, phone number không cần. Ok.
Em cảm ơn thầy ạ.
Rồi còn ai nữa không? Còn bạn nào thấy còn sót gì nữa không? Xuân Quỳnh. Ok. Như vậy ta đang có là 3, 4 là 7, 10, 13, 13, 16, 17, 21, 25. Mới 25 tên. Còn 5 bạn nữa đâu? Nga ơi. Hello Nga. Còn 5 bạn nữa đâu? Mới có 25 bạn hả?
Em nhắc các bạn điền trên cái Google Form cái Excel ấy, nhưng mà em chưa thấy điền thêm ạ.
Bây giờ thầy sẽ đưa cái file này á, lên Zalo group nha. Các bạn khác nào điền vô tự động điền vào và sửa lại nha. Bởi đây hiện tại mới có 25 bạn à. Hả? Mà danh sách là đủ là phải 30. 2 bạn CV nước ngoài này là còn, nếu mà trừ 2 bạn ra là còn 28, ở đây mới 25, còn 3 bạn chưa điền vào. Thì bây giờ cũng lại có một khả năng nữa là nhóm 1 vẫn giữ nguyên và 3 bạn kia nhét vào cái bàn khang này. Đó là một phương án. Phương án thứ hai tiện nhất là tách một bạn nhóm 1 để ra đây trước đi, rồi sau đó ta hình thành mấy bạn khác add vô. Thì cái nhóm khác đừng có điền vô nữa nha. Bây giờ chỉ còn có các bạn khác mới vô, chỉ còn nhóm 3 thôi. Rồi, ok, các em rõ rồi ha. Ok, now we come back to the class. Okay.
Có cái file Excel ấy, để thầy để các bạn ấy điền trong file đấy, rồi có được em tổng hợp em gửi cho thầy sau.
Cái gì Nga ơi? Hello.
Dạ em có cái file trên
Thầy
Google
sẽ
ấy ạ.
gửi cái file này, thầy sẽ gửi cái file này á cho lớp, cho Zalo nè. Đâu rồi?
Dạ có gì thầy để các bạn ấy chỉnh sửa trên file Excel mà chị TT gửi đi ạ. Rồi em tổng hợp lại em gửi lại thầy
Ok,
sau.
rồi ok, rồi được. Bây giờ nhưng mà em thấy cái file này rồi đúng không?
Dạ.
Ok, rồi em sẽ Cùng lắm là tôi sẽ gửi cái file này cho em riêng, rồi em làm gì trên lớp rồi em gửi lại tôi danh sách cuối cùng. Tức là đây là list của class nè, đây là danh sách chính thức nha. Đây là danh sách của phòng đào tạo của nhà trường gửi là gồm có 30 em, được chưa? Mà hiện tại là 2 em người nước ngoài là Ascender nè và bạn Paul, và mấy bữa nay là không thấy do là có khả năng đăng ký rồi nhưng mà không có tham gia được. Do đó là ta còn 28 mà chia cho 8 nhóm thì mỗi từ 3 đến 4 người ha, nhóm từ 3 đến 4. Trong đó là sẽ có 2 nhóm 4 thôi, còn 6 nhóm là 3. Ok, clear hả? Ok, now group presentation. Now group number 2. So now you can show your slide, please. Number 2. Who is group number 2? Hồng Đức. Hello, Hồng Đức. Are you there? Okay, that's good. Okay, you get, okay. Okay, let me say some work first, okay? So, that kind of chapter we mentioned about the very important role of or the key people to make sure that project E will be managed successfully is a project. Where is your slide? Is a project manager. Okay, so the project manager will face a lot of challenges. Okay, a lot of challenges. The most challenge that they work in a company with different stakeholder or different player. So it's very challenge for him. Okay, now the first one in that kind of the part, the group, the chapter number 3 is what is the difference? What is the differentiation? What is the distinctions between the project manager and other functional manager? What is a functional manager? Marketing manager, finance accounting manager, RD manager, or something like that. So what is the difference, distinction between project management, project manager, and the other functional manager in the company? So the next one is they mention about the responsibility of the project manager in the company. Okay, what is the role and the responsibility of the project manager and also for the project team? Okay, and how the project manager develop. So the best way for their job or their career for project manager we mentioned. The second one, the next one, they mentioned about how you can select the very effective, that project manager. And in that chapter, the last one is culture. That is the culture also impact, okay, on their communication. I mean, the communication between the project manager and other people in the project, especially for the project, that the project for the international project, okay, which means that the project running by different people from different countries. So it's another issue for the culture. As mentioned before, formally, I am coordinator of the One World Bank project in the Vietnam National University Ho Chi Minh City, and also the coordinator of the project we call Vietnam Vietnam and German University project. So I have a chance to work with some foreign people, okay, foreign experts. So that chapter mentioned mainly about project manager, project team, and their function their responsibility, their role in the project manager. It's very, very important, people. Okay, now, group number 2. You can start your presentation, please. Other student, you can open your webcam. Huh? Hello. Group number 2.
Okay.
Who will present first?
In
Bảo Trâm.
the presentation, there's 3 parts.
Bảo Trâm, hold on. Okay.
First is the introduction to the project manager. Second is the roles of project managers, and lastly is the responsibility of the project managers. Okay, let's move to the first part. First, we need to know the definition of project management. It is the process of organizing, leading, and controlling work and resources to achieve specific goals and to creating a final product that helps the organization. And project management, starting, planning, executing, controlling, and finishing a project. And it is also setting specified goals that must be met within a specific time frame and within a specific budget. Next slide. Okay, the appropriate time to selecting the project manager is when an idea needs to be launched or a major problem needs to be tackled. Using a combination of multitask is the definition when the time to select a project manager. Next is the differences between functional manager and project manager. Functional manager is control the resources required by the project manager to complete the system, such as financial, banking, and qualified staff. By conversely, project manager is directly lead and manage the team to build a product and to make sure that the project is complete on time. So there are 6 skills for a project manager: leadership, communication, making a schedule, risk management, expense management, and negotiation.
Now we turn to the roles of the project manager. First is initiating the project. The project initiation phase is the first stage of turning an abstract idea into a meaningful goal. In this stage, you need to develop a business case and define the project. In order to do that, you have to determine the need for the project and write project charter. The project charter is an important document consisting of details like the project constraints, goals, and improvements of the project managers, the project, and the patent timeline. And once you have the project goals and project scope, then you need to identify project stakeholder and write a stakeholder register with the roles, designation, and communication requirements. The project planning requires a complete decision, identify the primary task, and identifying technical requirements, and developing a detailed project schedule, and write a communication plan. Next is the project executions. This is the stage where your team does actual work, and as your project managers, your job is to establish efficient workflow and carefully monitor the progress of the team. Another responsibility of the project managers during this phase is to consistently maintain effective collaboration between project stakeholders, and this ensures that everyone can stay on the same page and the project can run smoothly without any issue. The project monitoring and controlling phase run simultaneously with the project execution, thereby ensuring that objective and project deliverables are met. And during the monitoring phase of the project management, the manager is also responsible for the quantitatively checking these efforts and costs during the process. And it can not only ensure that projects can remain within the budget, but also really important for the future projects. Project closing is the final phase of the project management process. The project closure stage indicates the end of the project after the final delivery, and terminating the contract and completing the necessary paperwork is also the responsibility for the project managers. Final task of this phase is to review the entire project, complete a detailed report that covers every aspect. And here is the list of 9 main questions the project managers have to do with. And next, my teammates will present the responsibility of the project managers.
Responsibility for the project manager is collect requests, the first and critical step of any project. Group organization and divide tasks equally is to reach the project's aim, organize the entire teams and assign them jobs based on the skill and requirements. Set timeline for the project. Team members will complete their job on time and on schedule, ensuring that everything is delivered on time. Supervise the project and provide input as needed. Follow the project from start to finish to ensure that the assigned tasks are complete as planned. Team encouragement, communicate with each team member to identify what they need to complete the task and support them in focusing on the project and just doing their best. Risk management is to identify potential project risks and to be prepared to address them with alternatives. The responsibility of the project manager to the parent company are interact with other project manager and manager who are responsible for transferring resources between projects. Project communication that is both timely and accurate. The responsibility for the project manager for the parent company also update on the project progress, run on time, on budget, align the project aims and objectives with the goals and objectives of the engineer of the organization. The responsibility of the project manager for the parent's client is to in charge of coordinating the effort of specialists and clients, ensure that responsibility are determine the client requirements, ensure that the client and customer is satisfied that the work scope was accomplished at a high quality, cost effective and timely way. Responsible for the team is to manage delivers accordance with the strategy, lead and manage the project team to recurring project personnel, establish the project schedule, and identify each phase by determining the approach, employ the projects, assign tasks to members of the project team. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, finish?
Yes.
Okay. Student, you have any question or comment for the presentation of the first group? The project manager? Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Yes?
Can
Student.
you repeat the question, please?
No, I asked the classmate, your classmate.
Oh, yeah.
If they have any question and comment for your group presentation. No, student? So maybe I will ask you in general thing, huh? The group, what are the skills and the personal attribute that the effective project manager should have? You understand my question? The skill and the personal attribute or trait of the effective project manager. Okay, who answer that? Which people? Hello? Hello, student. Group number 2. Where your conversation? What do you think what is the necessary or important skill and the personal trait or attribute? Okay.
In the 6 skills, what is the most important? One of the most important in the 6 skills.
Okay.
I think is communication.
Why?
Because if a project manager have a great skill in communication, he or she will gain trust from the staff or from the team member. And with a great communication, they can know how to arrange the management and in a schedule to divide the task to each team member. And I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, where you get that kind of information? I mean, where is your reference for the 6 skill here? Where's your reference? Where is the source that you find out that 6 skill for the project manager here? Bảo Trâm.
We Google Google the skill for the project manager, and there are a lot of skills, but we choose the
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, we choose the most notable 6 skills that we think that a project manager should have to make a project more efficient.
Okay, so it means that you look a lot of reference.
Yes, there are many skills that project
manager. So you are choosing among them.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And how about the personal trait? Personal trait attribute. So it is skill. So how you can get a skill? So if you want to be, according to your group, you can become very effective project manager through the training. Okay, you have to train education for this one. Okay, and how about the trait? The trait, or the personal attribute. Personal trait or personal attribute. You are not mentioned that. That's right. In your slide presentation. So what do you think? Yeah. What attribute? Okay. So think about that, huh? Okay. Class. Think about that. Maybe that, I don't know, but in the previous previous classes in tech, so in the midterm exam, they ask you, according to your opinion, what is the most important skill and the personal attribute to be, in order to be an effective project manager. So as you just mentioned, it depends on you. Huh? It depends on you, because there's a lot of resources. They mention different type of skill, different type of attribute. But according to your opinion, and when you receive that kind of question, you have to write down, and you have to explain, to support what you mentioned. There's not wrong and right, okay? So, but according to you, so how you can convince the reader that according to you, that guy is very good one. Like Bảo Trâm just mentioned that communication is the most important. But other people, maybe they said, okay, leadership is more important. Okay, so this depends on how you explain for that. Okay, so this is one way. Okay, now this is a time for the comment for your group homework. Okay, now about your group homework. Student, you can see the slide. I don't know that you can see that or not. Hello. You see the slide, student?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Because I don't know that. I don't know that you received that or not. Okay. Okay. And now for that kind of the homework, there are about 6 questions. Okay. There's 6 questions. So the first one is describe project life cycle of the project in terms of the degree of project completion and required efforts. Okay. So in this way, you know that you have to describe what is the definition of project life cycle. Okay, so the project life cycle is described as the period of time between when you start and when you finish. Okay, so it's a degree of completion. Okay, so you can see that kind of degree of completion, you have to you should use the diagram to explain your idea. Okay, and so that is some kind of, you can see that the efforts or the project completion are very closely related together. Okay, and so this is you have to write out the diagram for project completion, like the S shape, and require effort. You have another diagram. Okay, so for the degree of project completion, you remember that we have some kind of what we mentioned about the how about the some activity at the beginning very slow, and in the middle is very quick one, at the end is slow again. Okay, and the next one is that the require efforts. Require efforts mean that you have to show that kind of the bigger point, the big effort level, the planning, scheduling, monitoring. Okay, so that kind of the required efforts. Okay, so the question number 2, mode of the class, mode of a group is just okay, but you know that the not very, some just okay, but some is very brief one. Okay, very brief description. The next question is a limitation of the project manager. Okay, so the limitation of project management is a lot, okay? But there are something that mentioned in the how to say, in the Dr. Google. So how about it's different? How about the first one is uncertainty. I mean the risk. The second one is conflict. On with the risk, on with the conflict between the different people. Another limitation is the scope. The scope of the project, like you know, the case mentioned, the scope of the project is it changed a lot. Okay, so and you know so it means that the conflict difference between the different stakeholder, I mean all different people, form the project manager, project team, and in the case of that the budget or the schedule. Okay, and I mean a lot. So if you list all the limitation, they mention a lot in the textbook and also in Dr. Google. Okay, and how about the 7 main characteristics of the project life, and briefly describe important details of this. So again, in the textbook, they mentioned it already. So what is a 7 characteristics or 7 factors or attributes of the project? Importance, scope, life cycle, interdependency, uniqueness, resources, conflict. So for the question number 4, most of the group does 5. Okay, that's fine. But except group number 8, Vĩnh Kỳ, group number 8 is not very good one. And the next question is, what are the sources of conflict that project manager must deal with? Now, what is the key word here? It is source of conflict. Okay, source of conflict. I don't ask you what is the type of the conflict. So some mention about the type. Okay, so it's not the case. So be careful. The source is mean that different stakeholder, we have different source of conflict. So this the first one is the conflict between the project from the customer. Okay, why customer? Your customer require, they have different interests, different requirement. So how you can justify their conflict? Okay, and another one is conflict between the manager and the functional manager. Okay, and what if there's another one? There's another source of conflict, and another conflict is between the project manager and project team. Okay, and another one is also the conflict between project manager and their company. Okay, so you have to list what is the source of conflict, and from that, so what type of the source. So you cannot mention the type of conflict only. So for question number 10, a lot of group is not very good one. And the next one is trade-off among 3 main objectives of project management. Okay, so it means that you remember that there are 3 objectives: cost, scheduling, and performance. So you can make the trade-off between 2 of them, or 3 of them. It means that you keep one change, another 2 is unchanged. Okay, so it means that you can keep cost unchanged, scheduling and performance can change, or vice versa. So you have discussed why they are important. So that kind of 19 is okay. Some mentioned good and some not very good well. And the last one, the question 20, why life cycle curve often as SAP? So you remember that we call a conventional conventional project life cycle, or you know, we call a common project life cycle. So there are two types. One is SSAP, another one is ZSAP. You remember that, and you have to plan for that. Okay. So this is the some kind of command, and now we look at that is the what is the correct group number 8. Are you there? Vĩnh Kỳ, are you there? Hello? Vĩnh Kỳ or what else? Bảo Tân Quốc Vinh, are you there? Hello, student? Okay, so group A is mentioned about how would the problem. The limitation of project management, your group presents only 2 limitations. It's not enough, okay? It's not enough. Question number 4, 7 characteristics of project is not very correct. Question number 10, we asked you about the source of conflict, as I mentioned before, not the type of the conflict, okay? And the question 20, so you have very brief answer for that. But anyway, because you submit at the beginning, so there's some encouragement, so you get the B+. Okay, group number 5, Phước Lộc, are you there? Phước Lộc, where are you? Phước Lộc, some group disappear already.
Dạ em ở group number 5 ạ.
Okay. Number 5, in general, is okay. Good answer, but just only for the question number 10. Okay. Number 10 here is a very brief answer. But you are one of the best group. Okay, you got A. Group number 6, Sung Win. Hello, Sung Win. Group number 6, Sung Win.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, it's very good answer. Okay, very good answer. Except question 20. Okay, you have a brief answer. You need more explanation and give example. Okay, so you have to give an example. What is in reality? So what type of project that they have the accept? Okay, but anyway, you are very good one. You got A. Quang Nguyên, group number 4.
I'm here.
Okay, number 4. Question number 2 and question number 3 is a brief answer. Okay. Number 10 is not correct, because they asked you about the source of conflict, not the type of the conflict. And anyway, 19 and 20 is a good one. So you get A-. Okay.
Thank you.
Group number 2, Hồng Đức. Are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Hồng Đức is very good for math. It means that you have a slide, very good one. And good for math. The question number 3, the limitation is too brief. Okay. And question 19, okay, you gave also brief answer. 19 and 20 also very brief answer. So in the case that they ask a class, when in the midterm exam, mostly is essay. Okay, essays mean that you have to write out your explanation a little bit more detailed.
Yes.
And you give an example. Okay. So for the question 20, also 19 and 20 is just okay. The idea is just okay, but very brief one. Okay. So they get B+. Group number 1, Tú Mỹ, are you there?
Yes.
Tú Mỹ, okay. How to say? Question number 2. You should use a diagram to explain. Okay, I mentioned before, diagram for degree of project completion and diagram for required effort in for the project life cycle will be better. Okay. The limitation is too brief. Okay, so there's a lot you can consult on Dr. Google. Huh? There's a lot of limitation for the project management. And question number 10, what is social conflict? This is not really full answer, so not very good one. And another one, that's okay. So you have B plus. Another 2 group number 3 is mixing, and group number 7. Group 7, who is leader of the group? Group 7. Minh Tiến, where are you? Are you Minh Tiến? Who is the group member of the group member number 7?
I'm here, teacher. I'm Minh Tiến, teacher.
Okay. You submit already on the...
Yes, I submit the homework yesterday, teacher.
When?
In the blackboard.
No. When?
At 9 p.m.
Okay, but you know the deadline?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're sorry about the late submission.
Why? You can explain that why?
Because we have some technical problem of the
What is
group.
technical? What is technical?
And we cannot find the full member of the group yet, so we submit late.
Okay, that's quick. I will create your group, huh? Because I don't have time to create, so you don't. But you know, when you submit late, mean that the grade will be lower a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So you should next time you should submit on time. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, teacher, about the late.
Okay. So what is the next one? What is the next group activity? What is the next activity for the next week? How to say here? Sorry. So look at the syllabus, huh? Look at the syllabus. Okay. Can you see the slide? So we are here already. So next week, what we should make? Group number 4. Group number 4. Who is group number 4? Group
yes,
number 4.
here. We are here.
Quang Nguyên, that's right.
Yes.
Quang Nguyên and group number 5.
Yes, I'm here.
Thị Nga, okay. Okay. So group number 4 and group number 5, we present group number 4. So you have to present the case, okay?
Yes.
Group number 4. Sorry, I didn't. Okay, Quang Nguyên. So you have to present the case. So please look at the case. Huh? So what is the case? What is the case? Step number 3. Huh? We don't mention here. Okay. So you look at in the ebook. Huh? So this is the case. Okay. And the group number 5, we present a conflict and negotiation. So that kind of the topic is a separate topic. So, but it's very important because conflict and negotiation, but not in the process of project management. But you have the two group will present for that. And what you will present for your group homework. Okay, please, this is your group homework. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 group homework through the blackboard. So please, group leader, you have to assign the workload. Do you remember to do the submit on time? Yes, 6. Okay. So this is 6 group homework. You receive immediately right now after that gap session on the blackboard. Okay. So any questions so far, the student? Is clear enough for you? Any questions so far, student? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, if you don't have any questions, so see you next week. Okay? Bye. And please submit on time. Huh?
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay, bye-bye, student. Thank you, class.
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay.